this whole thing planned this week for Folks Tales, where I was talking about my time in mainland Japan, specifically an event that happened to me on the side of Mount Fuji, and it was going to be one of my not safe for work sort of things. And now I'm sure you want to hear that story, but we're not doing it today because Trista Bites posted a thing on Twitter today about how she was in Roppongi, and I spent an entire day in the Roppongi area of Tokyo, and I have got stories, and I'm going to tell you right now, this involves Navy Marine Corps antics, so it's going to get kind of out there. But oddly enough, I stopped at the store this morning to grab something to eat, and we've got some sushi to snack on. So sit back, because this is going to be a long one. By the way, if you don't know who Trista Bites is, she's a fabtabulous YouTuber from the UK. I'm going to link her channel in the description. Go check her out. You're getting this extra long episode today because of her. So yeah, thank you for that, Trista. Now, a little bit of backstory. So they have some training they do at Camp Fuji, and one of my unit was going, but it was only certain people. I wanted to go. I volunteered to go. I figured they didn't really have anything for me to do anyway at the time of the base. So I asked the chaplain if I could get in on this. He says yes, they're getting me set up to go. While all this is going on, I'm finally doing my Humvee course. I've been trying to do the Humvee driving course for quite a while, and every time something would happen, I'd get deployed to Korea or something, and I just couldn't take it. So I finally get in there, and I'm doing this, and this whole deployment's overlapping it. We're doing all the prep for it. So, So I'm on like the last day, but I had to miss a couple days. So I had to drive something like 600 miles and had like one more day to complete it. And we can't leave the base when we do this. We had to drive on day. So we're doing like this 2-mile loop all day, every day for a week. And I've got 600 miles to do in one day. But now they want me to go to the rifle range before this deployment. Well, my rifle card got lost. It wasn't on me, actually. It was when I was going to Sri Lanka. I think it was our first sergeant maybe, or sergeant major had collected all of them and lost mine. And everybody knew it. And they never issued me a new one for whatever reason, some logistical thing. So I tell my gunnery sergeant, look, like, there's no point in me going because, one, I can't get my rifle out of the armory. I can't go shoot. And two, I really need to finish this course. Like, I've been trying to get in this over a year now. Finally am, and I'm about to fail out of it. And he's like, okay, call me later, we'll discuss it. So later on the night, I call him up and I was like, so how do we want to handle this? I was like, you're the gunnery sergeant, you're in charge of this whole op, what do you want me to do? And he's like, well, I looked into this, you might as well go do the Humvee course and finish it. So I go to the Humvee course, managed to get my 600 miles in one day on that little 2-mile loop. No kidding, it was a very boring day. Also, I ended up with the trucker sunburn, it was fantastic. I'm feeling accomplished. I actually had to stay like an hour or two later than we normally would, but I'm feeling accomplished. Head back to barracks, and somebody comes up to me and they're like, dude, you need to go to headquarters. They're looking for you. You're in trouble. I'm like, what am I in trouble for? I listened to... So I go, I meet up with the first sergeant, or not the first sergeant, the gunnery sergeant, and I'm like, what's up? He's like, oh, technically you were UA, you missed a movement, so now you gotta go before the first sergeant. And I'm like, dude, no, I wasn't. Like, you told me to go do the Humvee course. That's what I did. And he goes, yeah, I'll explain this all to the first sergeant. I got your back. Don't worry about it. Go in front of the first sergeant, and we got lucky. There was a first sergeant who just really hated the Navy guys. I don't know what his deal was. Well, I have a pretty good idea because I'd heard some stuff from some of the other Navy guys, but whether it was true or not, he wasn't there. And the one that was there was somebody who saw at the chapel every Sunday. Very religious guy. I'm pretty sure he told the other first sergeant to leave and asked to handle this. Because that other guy, I would have been in worse trouble than what I was. So go in front of him, explain the situation to the first sergeant. I'm like, I called the gunny last night. He told me to go do this instead of being at the rifle range. And he's like, okay. Looks at the gunnery sergeant. He's like, Gunny, is that true? Gunnery sergeant looks this guy in the eye and goes, no, I don't know what he's talking about. He never called me last night. So, first sergeant tells the gunny to leave. He looks at me. He's like, look. He's like, I know you. I know you're an honest person. He's like, I know him. Not so much. He's a little more questionable. He goes, I believe you, but we do this by rank. He's like, I got to do something. So he's going through some paperwork, and he's like, I see you requested to be in charge of a security deployment, or for security for this deployment. And I was like, yep, I had a team assembled and everything. They all volunteered. I said, we're packed and ready to go right now. And he goes, okay. Said, I want you to seem upset. He goes, but I got to issue a punishment. Your punishment is you're in charge of the security for this operation. Okay? Calls the gunnery back inside, chews my ass out, and he's like, this is your punishment. He's like, your guys got to be ready to go at like 2200 tonight. Okay, good to go. So I actually got punished by getting what I wanted. But of course, this is a bad thing. It's looking bad on me. The gunnery sergeant's the guy actually charged everything. And, now I don't trust the guy. That's never good. Then we go out, and it's mostly a training op. But we got one day. One day we get to go to Tokyo. And it's like an all-day thing. We get there like 9 in the morning, and we're staying till like midnight. And initially they told us no drinking. They didn't want people getting drunk and causing problems. But the gunnery talked to our XO, and the XO was like, you know what? I'm okay with this, but nobody can have more than 2 drinks of whatever they have. So we go spend the day in Tokyo, in Roppongi. And I didn't have any money. Okay, more backstory, but you need to understand the context for this. So I had been like the victim of identity theft. They had caught this, so I had my bank cards destroyed. They were sending me new ones, and I get sent to this point without a bank card. So my security guys are like, we got your back. Like, if you need anything or we just go out and have fun, we'll cover you. And to repay him, I told him I'd take him a lot for a big steak dinner when we got back to Okinawa, which I did. I ended up spending like $500 at a hibachi grill for my guys. So I was trying to be kind of a cheapskate, but there were certain things that, you'd go out, like we had dinner out, one of them would pay for me, whatever. One of the things we did, we went to the Tokyo Tower. We paid the extra money to go all the way up to the observation deck. That was incredible. Trista, if you see this video and you haven't done that yet, you have to go to the Tokyo Tower. That view is amazing. You can see everything. So one of my guys, Terrence, he was actually a Marine Corps journalist, so he had his camera with him and everything. He's getting pictures of everything going on. So they got this mascot for the Tokyo Tower, and it's clearly supposed to be like, it's a guy in a mascot suit, and it's clearly, supposed to be the tower. But for some reason, they made it pink. Like, they didn't make it red or white. When the tower was red and white, they made it pink. And that just, it looked like a huge penis. Okay? And so Terrence is like, I gotta get a picture of you guys next to it. And the other 2 guys with us are like, no. I'm like, I'll do it. So he got a picture of me, like, with a giant penis, and got my arm around him, like, hey, this is my buddy. Forgot to mention that. One of the rules for going out was we had to be in groups of 4. My security details 4 people. We've been hanging out anyway. We just went out together. This is going to be important. So spend the day hanging out. We go to a bunch of shops. Just generally walk around. There's actually a big parade that day. It was like a neighborhood parade where everybody's walking around. Signs was like, we love Roppongi and stuff. So we watched the parade and everything. But on our days out, we found a little bar that just opened. I think it was called the Rock Shop. It was like the Rock Shop or the Rock House. Not to be confused with Hard Rock Cafe, which we did stop and check out. But it was just a little thing. You probably only could put like 20 people in this little bar. They're having live music, so like, let's check that out at like later tonight. That could be like how we end our night. That'd be cool. So we planned on this, and a couple other stores before we get to the big thing. They found a mannequin outside the store. It's this super realistic mannequin, and Terrence wanted to get pictures of somebody with that. He's like, can you get a picture like when you're kissing it or something? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I'll do you one better. I go up, I grab the thing, I'm like making out with this thing. And out comes the store owner with the broom chasing me off. He's like, he's like, stupid Americans, swinging this broom at me and go running down the street. Another time, Terrence wanted to get a cigarette. So we were standing outside this, it's like, was Family Mart, I think it was, it's like a little, like a corner store. And just the way we were dressed and everything, and I had a hat on, I got it backwards and everything, I got a long coat on. He's got like a knit cap on. And I'm like, hey, give me a cigarette. And he's like, well, I'm like, give me a cigarette. And I take it, and he's like, you don't smoke. I'm like, no. I'm like, look at how we're dressed. Look at where we're standing. He's like, oh, I get it. He gives me a cigarette. I just stand there smoking, not say anything. And he just starts running all the craziest crap you could think. Just walking around, pacing, just blurting out any stupid thing that comes into his mind for like 15 minutes. He's not, like, I don't know how he could do it. He was nonstop with this. Eventually, some Japanese salaryman's walking by, looks at us, and goes, Jay, Silent Bob! So that guy got it. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, so we get to the rock shop or whatever, but on our way there, we run into 2 guys from our unit, and it's just the 2 of them. We're like, hey, you're supposed to be out in groups of 4. Where are the other 2 guys? And they're like, oh, we just walked off with just the 2 of us. We're like, dude, you might have been able to get away from the bus like that, but you'll never get back on when they're taking roll call off. So I was like, why don't you hang with us? I was like, we're going to check out this bar, see this band play. Then the 6 of us can go back. No harm, no foul. Nobody will ever know that the 2 of you spent the day out here together. Just, group of 2 instead of 4. They're like, all right, cool. So we go, and they have this band, 21 Blades. I don't think they're around anymore because I've tried to find them on Google and I can't, but they were phenomenal. Man, like I wish they were. They were great. I even talked to the band, me having a background as a musician and everything. Got up on stage and sang a song with them at one point. But anyway, we're listening to the band, we're talking, having fun, guys are drinking. I actually had 2 beers, which I can't stand. At the time I really didn't drink. But I was like, I'll try it. I had a Guinness and I had a Corona. Because, you know, they were buying stuff and they're like, well, we'll pay for your drinks. I'm like, I'll try it. But after that I was like, yeah, no. Really don't like beer, it's all good. Well, that was my 2. Well, anyway, it's one of the 2 guys we picked up. He has not 1, but 2 Long Island iced teas. Okay. Then he orders something called a 7 Killer. I don't know what this is. None of us had ever heard of this before. He starts having problems almost immediately. And I realized, like, dude, like the way he's stumbling, he's slurring speech, I'm like, pretty sure he's got alcohol poisoning. We got to get him out of here. So we're figuring out what to do. We're supposed to meet up around the French embassy, and that wasn't too far. I'm like, we'll go to the French embassy. We'll be a little bit early. I'm like, but we'll get them there because they can help us out. Like, the French guys, they'll help us out. So we're trying to get a cab, and dude is clearly drunk. And no cab driver will pick us up. And I tell the guys, I'm like, I think I got a plan. I'm like, I already owe you guys for paying for me and everything, but it's like, you got to trust me and everything that's going to happen from here on out. They're like, okay. So I get this cab shop. Cab driver's like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm like, look, man, we'll try to keep him from puking. We'll put his head outside the window so he doesn't puke in your taxi. If he pukes in the cab, one of my guys will clean it up. You don't got to clean up. One of my guys will do it, and we'll double your fare. And we're not that far, like, driving-wise from the embassy, so he's like, okay. Well, he ended up puking in the car, so we ended up, it was like a less than $20, and we ended up giving him like $40. But anyway, so it's the 3 of us in the cab, and the 4 of us, and me and Terrence grab the dude, and we're gonna go try and get him inside the embassy. And I tell one of the other guy that was in that cab, because he had to take 2 separate cabs with the 6 of us now. I was like, you take care of cleaning this up. When I do that, we're getting the drunk guy out of the cab, and he fell onto the side of the road, and I says, Terrence, help him up, I'll be right there. Gave the guys instructions, I'm like, clean this up for him, here's the money, you know. He's like, no problem. A couple other Marines were already there. This comes back, because they start telling everybody that we threw him out of the cab and just left him on the side of the road. Not at all what happened. We get up to the gates, I tell the sentries on duty at the French embassy, here's what's, we're American military, here's what's going on, I need to get this guy medical attention. They get us inside, they get us to a bathroom, and there's no medic on duty. So I'm like, fine. I'm like, he's going to need an IV. I was like, I'll take care of everything. I was like, we got to get him throwing this stuff up. And I was like, I'm not, like, so someone goes to get me the medical supplies I'm going to need, but obviously I don't have any gloves. I'm not reaching down the guy's throat. So Terrence kind of held him up over the toilet, and I kind of got on his stomach and almost like a Heimlich maneuver on his stomach to force him to puke everything up. Not a good way to force somebody to puke, by the way. Very uncomfortable for everybody involved. Plus, it's like projectile vomiting at that point. Get all of it up by the time they get into the supplies. Get an IV. Not even kidding. By the time I got an IV in him, more of our unit had started assembling. We're told it was up, and like I got the IV in him, and then our corpsman shows up. And the best part is the next day was the day the corpsman were actually going to teach everybody how to do IVs. So me being a Navy guy and having you usually hang out with the other Navy guys who were all corpsmen other than like the 2 other RPs on the base. I already know how to do this because I asked them to teach me how to do that stuff, So that saved my butt. So the corpsmen take over. I get the other 5 guys together, 5 including myself. And the guy that was with the dude that got drunk, he's like, okay, so here's the story. The 6 of us went out. I'm like, oh, no. I was like, my guys have stuck our necks out enough for you. I'm like, you 2 are in a lot of trouble. I'm like, I had some issues before I came on this deployment. I'm probably going to get in trouble, which means my guys are going to get in trouble. I was like, we're not lying for you. And I turned to my dudes, I'm like, you tell the truth. When the gunnery asked us, like, we were out, the 4 of us, we ran into the 2 of them. They had gone off on their own. We were trying to do them a solid, and they screwed it up. And I turned to the 5th guy, and I'm just like, sorry, man, we're throwing you under the bus because I got to protect these guys, and also, it's what happened. He's like, okay. And I was like, there's one other thing. I was like, I just had issues with this gunny, like, literally the night before we left. I'm like, I got a feeling he's going to try and set us up with non-judicial punishment. which for those of you who don't know, that's they basically send you in front of the CO or the XO, and you're guilty. They give you a punishment for whatever reason. It's not even a trial, but it's, you know, it's in the Navy they have captain's mass. I was like, he's going to try and set us up with that. I'm like, I am going to get you guys out of that. I was like, but you gotta trust me 100%, and you have to agree to anything I say should this go down. I was like, I can't tell you what I'm planning right now, just trust me on this. Like, no, we trust you, man. We've known you for a while now. You're responsible. We'll follow you. So, back at the base, after all this goes down, the gunnery sergeant calls us in, asks us what happened. We give him the story. Everybody's story matches up. And, but of course he's already heard that we threw him out of the cab and left him there, which wasn't at all true. I mean, I gave him the IV. Like, it's like, no, we saved this guy's life. Team effort, and you're getting after us. So the gunner's after us. He's like, you know, this is your fault. He got that drunk, and it should never happen. And how's it my fault? You're in charge. I'm like, he was one of your guys. I'm like, were you not listening? He wasn't one of our guys. We were trying to make sure they didn't get in trouble coming back to the base. Like, he was never with us. He's like, well, you should know your people's alcohol tolerances and what they were drinking. I'm like, first of all, I don't drink. I'm like, here's what he had to drink. I'm familiar with the Long Island iced tea. I don't know what a 7 killer is. None of us did. I'm like, I've never met the guy before. I just knew he was in our unit. Like how would I, like, and why would I know my guy's alcohol tolerance? It's like, most of us don't drink at all, and if they do, it's like a beer and that's it. I'm like, that accusation was ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me to this day. Like, that was just a dumb thing for him to say. It's like, no, I wouldn't know what he was. I didn't know what he was drinking. Like, anyway. He's like, well, he goes, I can't have for this. And he's like, I've had problems with you. He goes, I'm taking you and your entire team. He's like, I'm requesting non-judicial punishment for all of you. And I says, no, you're not. I am formally requesting a court-martial for all of us. And my guys are just kind of like, what? And he's like, well, you can't request it for them. And I'm like, we already discussed this. And I turned to him, I'm like, isn't that right? And they're just kind of like, yeah. And the gunner's like, fine, and walks off. And like, what happened? I says, nothing's going to happen. There's nothing he can charge with this. He's just a dick. This goes up before the judge advocate. He's probably going to get in trouble for like wasting their time. So we get off it. However, the next day the gunner comes up and goes, I know your team is supposed to be 4 guys, and he's got the 2 guys from last night. He goes, they're not part of your security detail. So I ended up with 6 guys. Later there was an incident, we're not going to, completely unrelated, but ended up with another one. So I actually ended up with 7 guys by the end of the deployment. But yeah, so it seems crazy night. Not exactly a happy ending, but there was something that happened that same day. I saved this for the end so we can end on a high note. So go back about a month before, I'm in Okinawa. I'm at this store, Ramanana. It sold like Indian Thai type goods. Kind of like the name suggests, Ramanana. And I would go there sometimes. I got really friendly with the girl that was working there, so I was just kind of hanging out there on a Saturday night and just talking to her because there's nobody in there. She's bored at work. I got nothing to do. And this woman walks in. She's like wearing a hat. She's like, looks like she's trying to keep a low profile. We're watching her, and I was turned to the girl's store. I was like, this looks like a Yuma Hamasaki. And the girl's like, yeah, she does. And we're kind of talking about it. And the woman walks up. She's like, is something wrong? Did I do something? We're like, no. I was like, we're just talking. Like, you look like a Yumi Hamasaki. And she doesn't say, no, I don't. Or like, oh, I get that all the time. She kind of turns real pale. And she goes, I'm not her. Like, we weren't saying you were her. We're just saying you look like her. She's like, I'm not her. And she takes it and runs out of the store. And, I turn to the girl and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was her. Like, not 100%, but like 99%. So our day in Roppongi, we stop at we had lunch at Subway, of all things. But we decided to go to this like Japanese cafe that was really kind of pricey for like a snack later on in the day. And we all got like a cup of coffee, and the guys all got like a slice of cake. And this is one of the places where like the coffee is like $5-6 and the cake is like $10. And I was like, I really don't want to be mooching off you guys too much. It's like, I'm just going to get coffee. I'm good. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So I get like a cappuccino. And we're sitting there hanging out. And all of a sudden the waiter comes by and he puts a slice of cake in front of me. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't order this. And he's like, no. He goes, the woman over there sent it. She said that you should be enjoying that with your friends. And I look over, and here's this woman who looks like a Yumi Hamasaki, who I will not say was, but looks just like her. And she kind of stands up and waves at me and smiles. And my friends are all looking, and they all kind of look at me like, what's that about? And I'm just kind of like, And the waiter's like, trying, because this is like this upper class, more posh place, and the waiter's trying to keep his composure. He's like, no, like, what is that about? And I'm just kind of, I'm a fan. She's aware. kind of waved back. And so somebody, possibly her, possibly just a lookalike, bought me a slice of cake just out of nowhere. So that was cool. Not the first time a celebrity's bought me something. I had a flamenco guitarist, Jose Luis Encinas. I met up with him at Hotel Metro in Milwaukee once. He bought me a Coke. So, a little bit different, but at least in that case, I know it was him, and we had played guitar together for a bit. So, yeah, that's my day in Roppongi. Looking at the timestamp on the camera, this one ran quite a while. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stayed for the whole thing, trying to sort it out, get all my thoughts together. But anyway, that's it for today. I'll tell you the Mount Fuji story next time, which will be a much shorter video. Till then, Trista, enjoy your time in Japan. It's a fantastic place. Just don't have 2 Long Island iced teas and a 7 Killer. And yes, by the way, after that guy was assigned to my security detail, his nickname was 7 Killer. We never let him live that down.